something beautiful. Everyone screaming for mercy. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. You're all puppets, tangled in strings. Strings.
We on?
We on.
We motherfucking on. I fucking love that shit, dude. I fucking love that jam. Alright, so it is motherfucking what the fuck happy birthday Thursday. So we got a bunch of fucking shout outs right quick. Shout out to Cory. It's Cory's fucking birthday.
Yep.
What up, Cory?
Birthday and shit.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. No, we're not gonna do that.
Shout out to my mom and dad.
Yeah, shout out to fucking how old are you?
Who
I'm 31.
31
years
ago,
and not
it's actually 10,
10 months ago. Your dad fucking hit that
Right
shit
after a show, just knocked one up in it.
That's
and then
it.
Went, and then went back
That's
on
what
the road.
happens at shows.
You don't have that.
Then went right back on tour. Fuck it.
Sometimes it happens right in the middle of Pantera's set.
Yeah. Shout out
Right after his
to
set.
John Michael Fredericks, a kid from a band we saw not too long ago. Fig Bottoms and Blossoms or some shit like that?
Don't know.
Guitar player. His birthday was yesterday. Shout out to my little sister Yolanda. Shout out to Kitty Cat's fucking cousin Candace. Anybody else got a birthday today? There's a lot of fucking birthdays today. That's
Fresh
it.
out.
Not
That's
that I
it?
know of.
All right, so we got motherfucking Big Sniz in the motherfucking house.
What's happening?
We got fucking Cory, of course. We already introduced him.
Yeah, I'm here.
And Greg, as usual, with his loud self in the background. Well,
As always.
He might get loud tonight. We got a bottle of Jaeger in front of him.
My triumphant return to S&G Radio.
Fucking A. Kinda. It is an S&G, but
Whatever.
you know, it's the what the fuck.
Whatever the fuck.
All right, so
One of them.
yeah, I was gonna talk about the impeachment, hoping that there was gonna be some new shit, but there's not. There's not. It's just I'm so disappointed in this whole fucking thing. I thought this was gonna be like, you know, some real.
Dude, the Cooking with Emerald infomercial has higher ratings than the impeachment proceedings.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. And then
Although that fucking thing is badass, man.
the what?
His air fryer.
Oh, fucking Emerald's a beast, dude.
Oh, man.
I used to back in the day watch this show as an Asian dude called Chan something, but his show was called Walking with Chan.
It was way back when it was on PBS before there was
Back in the day, hell yeah,
Uh-huh.
dude. I bought.
I've done seen
well, I
it.
didn't buy it. My grandmother bought me his walk. And I remember like the way he used to always describe it, the authentic hand-hammered wok from the People's Republic of China.
Yep.
I still got that bitch, dude. I still have it. That fucking wok is a beast, dude.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, speaking of China, man, we got this fucking, what is it, the
Corona,
Budweiser, Budweiser, Corona, whatever the fucking Hennessy virus out there.
Hennessy virus.
That's in the
The
hood.
Ciroc virus.
That's in the hood. The Hennessy virus.
The coronavirus.
That don't seem kind of shady to you guys.
Everything seems shady to me when we have new viruses because then they have to come up with new cures, and then now we have to have more new viruses, and we have to have more new cures. And see, this is all.
See, I don't think. I think this is a little bit more sinister.
Part of it's Pavlovian training. They're getting us used to this. They're getting us ready for an absolute all-out epidemic.
Yeah, well, that's
like
been a minute.
like the T virus in Resident Evil. Like, not that I'm talking zombies, but I mean they're for something of that kind of how it spread for that kind of
did
pandemic.
you see that one post,
They're
the
literally
Raccoon
mentally
City and
preparing
the
us
Corona?
to accept this, like to accept it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But I don't think it's that broad like that. I honestly just think about what happened leading up to this coronavirus in China. What was going on in China? First of all,
I don't know, man. I've been watching anime, but not really paying attention to anything. When I get home from work, man, me and Greg will be watching anime.
See, first it started off with America was sending a lot of these corporate people back. Like, what is it called? Not deporting, but, you know, when you try to flee to another country, it's so you don't have to go to court and
Get
you place it,
asylum?
and they end up sending you back. What's it called?
Extradite?
Yeah. All right. They extradited. And the biggest person, the person that made the news the most, was this female chick. She was head of, I believe, Huawei, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Whatever you say, I don't even know what the fuck
And
you're talking
and
about.
her, I guess somebody in her family was real big in the whole political shit over in China. So we had that. Then a couple weeks after that, we have this big lawsuit between the U.S. and China. And then we had the trade deals in the background. So China's economy, especially after they rebuilt their whole military, was shit in the bed bad. In the midst of all that, the riots started. And we're not getting any better. And still to this day, the riots are going on. Now they're just dressed like Muslim women, it's like the ninjas. And it was getting bad to the point where they were old school and these people, like beating them with fucking hoses and shit like that. You know, all these protesters and shit. It's still going on to this day. So how do you stop all that? And how do you stop looking like the bad guy? And how do you start, you know, some kind of money flowing in after you have one of your top companies pretty much, you know, get the big fuckaroo? You do population control. You let loose something that's gonna say, hey, stop it. But you gotta make it look like the government didn't do it. I mean, I honestly feel like the Chinese government put this shit out on their people to stop the riots, to stop because now what, China's getting all this aid. I mean, not. I'm sure we're giving them some, but they're getting aid from all over the world. They got all kind of medical facilities opening up all over China now. They got all kind, and it's mighty funny that the same place that originated the area that originated the coronavirus, now all of a sudden like got this huge medical facility built there. Like, and they did it quick as fuck, like within weeks, not a week, but within weeks. I honestly think the Chinese government did this to their own people to shut them the fuck up. And not only that, but to kind of thin the herd. I mean, a weak society doesn't fucking try to overthrow the fucking government. I mean, that's just the way. It just seems funny to me. If you connect them dots over the few months that all this happened, and then that same Huawei, that company puts out a lot of cell phones, especially for Boost. My daughter had one. Well, the big issue was not only intellectual property theft, but supposedly they were putting like trackers and shit in their phones, like old school spy shit. But it was real. I mean, it was we caught that shit. So that was a big issue, and that's why we pretty much cut them off. And there's still lawsuits going on there. But there's other shit with that company that bleeds into almost this impeachment shit that's got a weird kind of connection too. But I mean, what do you think about that whole population control?
I've heard it. It could very well be possible. I wouldn't put it past the government.
Especially them Asians don't give a fuck, dude. Like, if you're not in the imperial part, like, they aren't called the elites there, they're called the imperials. If you're in that upper echelon over there, I mean, you're cool. You notice none of the high ups got that shit. You know, you don't hear nothing. No, you know, this shit is spreading like fucking cockroaches, but you know, it hasn't hit the top of that hill over or across that wall in China. Are we doing more shots?
Yeah.
Snizzle.
Snizzle.
Oh,
I
shit.
pull you on.
The fuck off your phone.
So, what you two think about it?
Nothing.
You ain't said nothing. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Fifth. I played the fifth.
Talk to my lawyer.
drank
That's all I know.
I know, I plead.
No, Barry, what do you think on that theory?
You guys are already ready.
Yeah, no idea.
Shit asses.
I was kind of in and out and around while you guys were conversating. I kind of.
Pretty much, I think the coronavirus was developed to not only thin down the Chinese, but to stop them from rioting. Because they also changed where what caused it too. It went from eating the cat, some kind of fucking cat that would
City cat.
No, it might as well be a city cat. Nostrovia.
Yeah.
It went from eating some kind of cat, which is illegal, but a delicacy there, to eating some other kind of weird, fucked up shit that was coming off the coast or off of their
Fuck you,
docks or whatever. I didn't touch mine yet, fucker. And now they're saying that bats are carrying it. What the
top on it.
fuck? And now, what? Another thing that this is going to kind of put a damper on, and I'm sure it's going to come up on the weeks coming, ahead. We just did this big trade deal with China, agricultural trade deal. They just sent over, I forget how much. I think it was meat or whatever, and it was fucking contaminated. You know how bad that's gonna look on this whole trade deal. And I understand that China has a big population and China is a lucrative market, but for the problems that they cause, I mean, I think we should just cut them the fuck off.
Well, there's a big problem with that.
The debt thing.
We owe them a shit fuck ton of money, and I don't think anybody understands exactly how many suitcases it takes to fill a shit fuck ton of money into. But Samsonite can't produce enough. Like, there's no way you can just cut ties with. That'd be like trying to cut ties with, like, your supplier, and he done fronted you a couple bricks, and you're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
They gonna come at us.
a lot of what that trade deal consisted of was that all that debt that we supposedly owe them, and a lot of that has been taken. I wouldn't say taken away, but it's been evened out because of the whole disproportionate shit, and that's why this whole big trade issue we had It's been away for a while. I'm not saying that they don't still have, own a lot, but I figure, if we could dump a whole fucking pallet of cash off to the litter box, we could pay China off and come the fuck up.
Here's the bottom line, though.
I mean, I know it's bad business and it won't happen.
All these governments, right? All these different governments. I don't care what kind of government they are, even dictatorships, because we all know how easily other countries can get their dictator
Right.
in place. We've done it. I mean, we are the reason Saddam Hussein had power in the first place.
Fucking right.
So let's just be real here, folks. It is a giant game of risk, and a very small select group of people are all sitting around the table playing the game. And even some of the countries we are, quote unquote, enemies with, at the end of the day, the people that are controlling us, they're friends.
Fuck yeah.
So
and I don't understand why people don't get that.
This trade thing, whatever, the whole Donald Trump thing, the past can't. All the major world leaders I don't even know how far back to go, have all been manufactured.
I believe it.
And the only reason it seems to be getting more outrageous is because our accessibility to everything is. It used to be very easy to hide everything.
Well, we're in the
Even
information age now.
Even just as a short time ago as Ronald Reagan, it was very easy to hide so many things. But now, you're right, we're in the information age. Dude, whether you think cameras are secure or not, there is somebody that has hacked a camera and has footage they should not have, and if you search the right places and find the right people, you can find it.
Dude, do you remember that? What was that movie with the chick who showed her pussy to the cops way back in the day? She did another movie where dude had like cameras everywhere, and she fell in love with the dude, but she found out that he had cameras everywhere and he was just like a big voyeur.
She showed her pussy to the cops.
Basic Instinct.
Oh yeah,
Sound like a porno.
Sharon Stone.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a porno, and it wasn't.
It
it
did
wasn't a
I've
very
heard.
impressive pussy neither.
Oh.
It was in the age of her pussy looked like Jared's beard.
Oh, we were talking about the other night.
Yeah, but
That's
with an
fucked
Arby's
up.
sandwich stuck in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucked up. I don't want no pussy.
You got
now
your
for a
phone
while.
on?
On which thing?
No, TJ's trying to conversate. He's listening on speaker, and I don't think he's able to get into the chat, so I'm just going to have him message you.
Oh yeah. Tell him to message me directly because I haven't done the whole Spreaker thing yet. You know me and the whole. I hate trying to add new fucking.
I gotta add
shits.
the app to this phone.
Speaking of the whole information age and shit, dude, and this is like I don't understand why this isn't big news. Because, I mean, I find there's goods and bads in it, but I see a lot of like, I don't know, loose ends that don't seem to right. Elon Musk is shooting. It's called Sky.
Or his SpaceX.
Well, no, not. He's using SpaceX to do this. 62 satellites. Just Elon Musk alone, his company, has put 62 satellites so far in the air. Like they're putting them up almost every day because they want a stronger internet all over the world. So there's going to be like I forget how many hundreds of them that they're going to be shooting up into space.
Leave it gonna start falling.
Well, I'm not too worried about them starting to fall. But one, according to NASA, I mean, and this isn't low orbit. They never said low orbit. So according to NASA, we have a big problem getting through the Kuiper Belt. That's why they haven't been to the moon. Why is it the Kuiper Belt fucking with these satellites here? Because they have to go above all existing satellites because they're going to be panning down on all them too, sending their information. So pretty much we're going to have that. I mean, it theoretical force field around Earth. It's not going to be saving us for anything, but it's going to be the internet. whatever the internet you want to call it, if you want to call it wave, energy, whatever, around the earth. And some just don't seem right to me. One, I don't understand how they're not dealing with the Kuiper Belt. Two, they already said this 5G shit is bad as fuck. Whatever fucking wave it's sending through is worse than the fucking power lines with cancer and little kids. Three, I thought that, I mean, I could understand stronger internet, but I mean, we're pretty good with all this shit. And four, this isn't even government shit. This is a private company. This is Elon Musk. And he's already talking about putting his own space station up there and being able to go from there and shooting over to the moon or shooting over to the Mars or whatever. So if they could do all that shit, why hasn't NASA been wanting to do that shit? Or, you know, there's like a weird something going on in space. And I honestly think it goes back to me saying that's the reason why we haven't seen too many UFOs anymore. Something ain't right. I think, you know, I've always thought that we weren't being told everything by our authorities, whatever you want to call them, the higher ups. But now it's more and more evident that, you know, there's something going on in space here real soon. I mean, hell, there was even another company that's trying to get with Elon Musk's company. Can y'all stop the fucking bells?
That ain't me.
And they're trying to make an elevator to their space station. I don't even know how that's gonna fucking work. I mean, the Earth, we don't notice it, but spins pretty fucking fast. Not only do we spin, but then we orbit around another thing, which is more spinning. So we're gonna have this arm just hanging off of the Earth, like Scott.
Come up there.
Sorry, ladies and gents. We're gonna give that a quick minute. We got a visitor. Are we good? Oh, it's this ugly motherfucker. You gonna get a mic? Dude, that's an original.
Oh, yeah?
That's pretty fucking badass. We got motherfucker Jesse.
I'm gonna read this shit later.
And this girl come in. They
Thank
just
you.
had to drop off a fucking badass old school copy of the Incredible Hulk to Cory.
Yep, I'm gonna look at it later. I will.
But I mean, I just don't get that whole the elevator thing's a stupid idea. That reminds me of the Tower of Babel type shit. You know, I'm not a big Bible thumper, but the Tower of Babel is real. They found them little pieces of it, what's left. And that was back in the day when the primitive people thought they were going to, supposedly, because, you know, my belief is totally different. But in the Bible, it says that they built this fucking tower to try to get to heaven, to be with God. They were going to defy God. And, you know, that's supposedly where everybody's, like, languages changed and everything. You know, that was their punishment. This sounds just like that. You know, now, in what I believe in, Tower of Babel was built, but it was a space station. But still, you know, you want to believe in the old man on the cloud, you could believe in aliens.
I like that.
We
Correct,
just
though.
watched that.
Yeah,
What?
we did. Nothing with the video we showed them. Pillow talk.
Oh, yeah.
Dickie shot him up.
Little Dicky.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, nibble a little bit.
Just, yeah.
I don't have my puppy teeth anymore, so it's not too sharp.
Man, look, TJ, I love you to death, but you ain't gonna keep sending me fucking novels, man. I can barely read as it is. You know, I'm looking at what you wrote on my phone, and Jesus Christ, man. Holy, I'm gonna have to have somebody like, you know, read this to me later on in one of the breaks. So I'm not gonna address whatever you said right now, TJ.
For you, brother?
Um,
Are you sure?
Why don't we just go on a break real quick so we get everything situated?
I was just trying to be a nice guy to my brother.
Hey, we'll be back.
It's been a minute since I've seen him.
We'll be back.
It started with bells, then it went to dogs, then it went to fucking Jess, and now, hey, brother, you want me to get you? We're on a fucking show!
I know, and it's what the fuck.
Yeah, what
They
the
put on a
fuck?
Thursday, so like I'm part of the what the fuck over here.
We'll be back, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe.
I've been broke, I've been rich, and a nigga ain't never been no snitch. I'm a fat black nigga, but I never had a problem getting no bitch. But I've been stranded, I've been alone. Had my kids before I was grown. Shot that pistol and made them young niggas keep that dumb shit away from my door. I've been cheated and I've been robbed. Niggas don't give a fuck who you are. Niggas don't give a fuck about your standards. Niggas don't give a fuck you a star. You got all the latest guns. You got 80 niggas with you, but if niggas wanna hit you, best believe they'll get you. One day knocking down the mall, next day trying to sell it out. These streets so wild, just one call can have you locked down by them laws. One nigga stitch, make up some shit, conspiracy, hey behind them walls. Game so foul, not just crack. A nigga hell trying to sell y'all rap. Feel like I'm back up in that trap. I'm in the studio trying to stack my stacks. Radio only play shit that's whack. They ain't trying to hear a nigga spit these facts, so I guess I never get me no plaques. Cause shit, I quit for a nigga do that. Man, I'm a hustler, I don't need rap to move out the hood and live this good. I'll sell anything that a nigga buying. Boys better get that understood. Was born broke up in the hood, but I refuse to move back. Life goes on, just stay strong. Pop taught me that. And fathers are gone, our sisters and brothers are gone, our babies and children are gone, but life goes on. And so you gotta be strong, because hard times do not discriminate. They only intimidate, bully, and eliminate people without any faith. And if it wasn't for the pitfalls in my life, I never ever would have learned how to climb out. Some things you can't be told to talk, some things you just gotta find out. Some people go from millions to nothing, some people go from nothing to millions. But what both of them got in common, neither one of them is happy still. You can be a preacher or back to steal, or whatever your tactics is. So many people out here so fake, they need to take a break and practice real. Type him, change, trying to live life and really live good. I played my part, but I didn't write the book. Life goes on.
This is Firehouse Subs, where our medium choice subs are now just $4.99. Order your hot sub to go today, because a portion of every
Epic sell-off is on now at Furniture Row. That means epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus, 4 years no interest. Epic styles, epic selection, all with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row.
Cody.
Official mob business.
Cody. Told me that I'd hate you forever. I can't believe what's really going on. Somehow I knew that you felt guilty, but
There's a new music streaming app made by YouTube. It has a powerful search engine that finds songs with just a few lyrics. Yep, even that song. Download the YouTube Music app.
Good, because we're on.
I've got nothing.
We on?
Yep, we're on.
We motherfucking on. Alright, so, what the fuck is that?
That is our broadcast. But go ahead.
Are we good now? We good? Alright.
See?
So, as far as what we were talking about, I had something to bring up with Greg, and I figured I decided to wait till we got back on the air. There is no smoking at certain times at Upside Down Studios because of, you know, there's children around and stuff like that there.
That would be children.
They aren't in the studio per se, but just being on the floor that the studio is, you know, we respect kids. You know, if they want to smoke later, then they smoke later on in life, but they don't need to be sniffing our shit up under doors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, so I'm sitting here with the rest of the guys inside the studio, and I wanted to pose this question for Greg. And I think this is going to be a good discussion because a lot of people out there are very miseducated about this shit. So we're not allowed to smoke up here, and we're not allowed to smoke in the studio while the children's is around.
Children.
I got my vape in front of me. Now, can I hit my vape?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because technically, wait a second. We've been told that these vapes are not smoke, and these are supposed to be not only healthier for people, but healthier for the environment. But I'm sorry, my opinion is, if you put heat or fire to something, it burns. It burns.
But it's a vapor.
Doctors used to endorse Camel cigarettes.
Dude, I remember when doctors were smoking
9 out of 10 doctors choose Camel. Like, so
my grandmother's heart doctor, when she had a heart attack, was smoking a cigarette in the room while he told her she couldn't smoke no more.
The research hasn't been going on long enough, and the effects we don't know yet. It's going to turn out to be not as catastrophic, but it's going to turn out to have the same kind of effect as cigarettes. We're going to realize it really probably wasn't the best idea.
I agree, but as
is owner, it going to be better than actual cigarettes?
As owner,
if you get pure ingredients, then you're not taking all those other chemicals and stuff.
I'm
so
not even going,
there's an argument for it could be slightly less bad, but not really good.
Well, that isn't really my argument, though. My argument is, to me, and I really pissed off a barmaid one night with this. To me, what I was taught about vapor. All right, think about a terrarium. Do you remember what a terrarium
vapor
is? Do you remember what a terrarium is? Greg, you remember what a terrarium is?
Like when water turns into steam.
Well, we were in science class back at school.
Yeah.
You put the 2-liter upside down, and you grow shit inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The principle on that is water vapor. The science teacher was trying to teach us about the water cycle. So, what happens? In an enclosed environment, supposedly, if water vapor rises, it collects to the top and becomes rain and comes back down. Now, I posed this problem to a barmaid one night. Somebody came into a bar with a box of vapes, like mods. I don't know where the fuck he got them or whatever, but he was selling them. So then the whole bar filled up with vape, like smoke. It was fucking smokier than like 20 motherfuckers smoking blunts in there. Just up. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, fuck it. I lit up a cigarette. Barmaid says you can't smoke cigarettes in here. Look around. There's smoke everywhere. No, that's vapor. Okay. You want to get me a drink first before I fucking ruin your whole conception of this? She's like, what? I was like, yeah, you're going to end up kicking me out after this. So she went and got me a drink. She set it in front of me. I'm like, if this was vapor in this small ass bar, because the bar was about the size of this studio, right? Just this part right here. Then it'd be raining right now.
Right.
Where the fuck is the rain? Where's the condensation on the fucking... They had them stalagmite type ceiling. Where's the condensation on any of that fucking shit on top? And while I'm doing this, I'm still smoking my cigarette. And she's looking around. Well, yeah. And I told her, I was like, do you all remember making a terrarium in science class? Water vapor goes up. It collects at whatever the top it is, whether it be your atmosphere, whether it be the top of the fucking 2 liter or the fucking ceiling of the bar. And with as much, I mean, dude, it was fucking like mad cloudy in there. With as much supposed vapor that should have been in there, it should have been at least dripping little driplets or something off them little, nothing.
There should
not
at least
all.
been condensation on
Right,
the ceiling.
right. Or even
At
on
least.
even on the bottles or a window, something. You know, you fuck in a car and you got fucking, you know, the
Anything
mist
that
on the
had,
windows.
anything that had around a 10-degree temperature difference.
Right. So, what do you think, Greg? Is this vapor or is this smoke? Can I hit my vape?
To me, it don't matter. But in my eye, to be able to vape somewhere, yeah, I agree. You should be able to smoke a cigarette too, because
Whether it's vapor or...
yeah, it's not.
If you're gonna talk, Jesse, get by Mike.
Yeah, even but
First of all, it's not vapor.
I don't believe it's vapor, but
yeah, because vapor disappears basically.
Well, not only that, vapor is
Okay,
liquid turning into a gas, not burning a solid.
Yeah. So
You're
see, I don't know about all that either, because there's a lot of stuff that aren't solid that you could burn that gives off a personally, I think it's smoke, but vapor.
it is fucking smoke. It ain't vapor.
I feel like it's smoke too.
vapor has liquid content.
So therefore,
It's
a
just in
cloud in the
gaseous
sky
form.
would be considered smoke,
Ice, water, steam.
right?
They're all water.
Yeah, that's
Just
all vapor.
different forms.
It
Well,
creates an
Ultimately,
cloud.
everything is like that.
it's like
as far as, well, yeah, water. I mean, if water's in everything, liquid form. No. Water's not in everything. I'm wrong on that. Go ahead, say what you're saying. I had a brain fart.
That's all right. No, I'm just saying though, but that's not what's happening in those devices.
I believe this.
Well, in that one, yes, that one's.
I believe that liquid is
Has a
getting
coil
burned.
in it.
It's not being vapored.
Well, you're probably correct because of the temperature.
I haven't.
There's-
No, it's on 4.
No,
This thing goes to
but,
100.
but it's not going to get it to. There's a difference in there's flash points. There's different temperatures where it'll either be
it's
burnt
a
or it
boiling
will
point.
be. It'll either be
Boiled.
burnt or it'll be vaporized, and there's different temperatures that happens at. That even set on the highest might not get high enough to actually vaporize that.
See, what we were, and apparently what, you know, these idiots on the news are saying or whatever, what I see as like a vapor, like when you're boiling water, the fire's there, but there is a steel piece or an insulator, then whatever is on top, almost like a not Dutch oven, I guess
Pan,
that
a
double
pot.
boiler or whatever like that. So I feel like there would have to be something in between this liquid and the heating element to make it boil to make vapor. Now, I'm taking these apart and a lot of other ones apart. This is a heating coil that heats up. That's water or liquid proof. And that liquid straight heat, it like hits the fucking coil. So that is burning. That's burning.
It's not like the one where it makes contact.
No.
With the the top side of it is solid in there. The top side of it, like a wax pen. No, that still goes right on.
Yeah, that goes right on it. That's
They
why I
have the
couldn't
ones when
understand
you,
why
when
they
you
call that
screw the
vape too.
cap down. There's a metal piece. You know the thread has a male end sticking up. It threads down, so it's like the ends of a battery. So it's still in those ones, the liquid's not actually touching the coil. The heat's getting transferred from the coil to that piece of metal.
No. Like, and all the ones that I've taken apart, even the screw apart ones, that centerpiece there's holes in it. It sucks when you hit it up here. It sucks the oil through them holes, and it hits a coil. There's nothing in between. It hits the coil itself.
Okay, I am talking about ones that have an actual cap.
Like I don't know.
I have a pen. It's got.
He's talking about an RD mod, where you do your own cotton, your own coil.
Yeah. I know. I have those. Look. Well, I don't know if I have one. What,
RD mod.
do I have the other?
Whatever.
I know what you're saying, though.
I don't know
but I still feel.
I don't know
that
the Android names. R2D2, which one's the C3PO?
If there is a piece between it, if that
it,
oil
don't
or
talk
whatever
back to
does
me,
not
I'm good.
hit the actual heating element, then yes, I believe that's vaporizing it. Because you're not doing direct contact to whatever that is. But this shit right here that they're trying to pass off as vapes, to me, you're smoking it. This is smoke. This is
I
fucking
agree
smoke.
with that.
But yeah, I mean, so ultimately the question is, can I hit my vape?
I said I don't care.
I mean, we just had the whole discussion. You agree to smoke, I agree to smoke, so we're not allowed to smoke up here.
It's a smoke of a different color.
That's
Just
racist.
hit
Don't
the
say
goddamn
that.
Wouldn't you
thing.
consider that steam, though?
If there's a plate
Like
in
boiling
between,
a
the
pot of
vapor,
water,
that's what
like
vaporizes.
Right, that's vaporizing.
That
Right.
would be steam.
Yeah, totally different. This doesn't do that.
But I understand what you're saying. The flame or the
Put oil. Put oil in
never
a pan.
touched the liquid.
Put oil in a pan.
Because
Put oil in a pan. It'll start to boil. Then it'll heat up. Then it'll turn to
That's
steam.
There you go. Make it a little better for you.
Right.
Right. Now,
Pour that oil directly on the flame of the gas stove, and what happens? It doesn't boil. It burns.
right,
You still get smoke.
direct contact.
You get that thick
Right.
black smoke.
Right.
There's a difference.
When you're
There's a
heating
big
it in the
difference.
skillet, and you've done all your cooking, and that little bit of oil's burning off. It's boiling first, and it's turning to steam.
That's like making.
That's why you get the. That's why you
So
get the
then
grease on your ceiling.
So basically, when you're
Or on
vaping,
the
that's
back
what you're
of your
doing.
backsplash
If you
or
think
whatever.
about it, you're not putting oil on an open flame. You're putting it on something hot.
Well, no, because there's the heating elements. It's
Yeah.
the wire. Well,
It
that
isn't a
wi-
flame,
that-
but it
that
is
flame is
directly
just
onto
as
that
hot
coil.
as that.
It's
as that
heat.
fire.
Dump it directly onto an electric stove
Yeah.
burner, and it's still gonna
Yeah.
burn, not boil.
Right.
So it's like
Now,
taking
but if you
a-
have it
Because
in a
that
pan,
heat,
it's like
of
taking a
that
hot
burner
iron
is still going to
and
take.
drop
It's still
it
hotter than the
red
oil's
hot
flash point.
into a bucket of water.
Yeah, but you can do the same thing with a pan.
So it's instant.
no, well, in the pan it'll take longer. If you put the oil in a pan,
You bring
it'll
it to a
boil,
boil.
and then you could stop it from burning. Whereas if you throw it directly on the fucking coil of your stove
You
or the fire,
instantaneously hit its flash point, so it
So
burns.
like throwing gas on an open fire.
And I wouldn't have thought there was a difference, but I found the biggest difference in DMT. Like I put some DMT in
Never
one of
done
my
it.
small
You've had
vape
that?
pens. Yeah, I put some in one of my small vape
I've
pens.
heard of it. I never
and
seen it.
I hit it like maybe 4 or 5 times, and finally it got the effect, and it wasn't real strong. Whereas then after that, I took the same amount and I hit it in a rig, like you would do
A dab
dabs,
rig?
like real deal,
Yeah.
and that's instant. That's like boom, man. That again, I didn't get to the other universe, but I got a fucking buzz like you wouldn't fucking believe. And it was like, it wasn't like gradual. It was like right there, right now. And the difference is with the little thing, it kind of boiled it. It never got that hot. It sat under the coil, it never touched the coil, and it boiled. You could watch it. Whereas you hit it in the rig, that was instant burn. That was, and I don't give a fuck who says that's vape. That burnt the fuck up. That was gone. There was no, like I said, the same amount. I hit it 4 or 5 times on the small thing, but it was one hit in the rig. And not only was it one hit, but it was 1,000 times stronger. So
It's the same thing with. It's the same thing with if you really heat that glass on a dab rig.
was it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's that instant, like
with
boom.
the dab, it's 100% kabam.
But you can also with a rig, and I've seen old ladies do it, dude. There's an old lady on Facebook. She's hilarious. But she takes her dab rig, and it's called slow rolling it. And and I bought one too. There's a lid for the top of the rig, and what you do is instead of like heating it cherry red, you just kind of gradually heat it up and you boil it, and you hit it that way. Now with dabs, that's fucking awesome. You get the buzz. It fucking lasts forever, dude. Ever. and it doesn't ever give you that nasty burnt taste afterward. But you kind of gotta work the lid to it. I'm not exactly sure what the concept or why it works that way, but you know, so there is both on that end. But ultimately, you know, I think that what we're doing right now is smoking. And I just didn't want
Holy
to.
crap, it could be at the door by 9 a.m.
Jumping on that AP quick.
What's tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow's Friday. I was going to say Sunday. Shit, you can go get it right then and there. Go to the flea market. Go to the swap.
That's how ridiculous Amazon is, though. Actually, when I got gas on the last gas stop I made coming here, there were about 30 Amazon trucks. The Sprinter vans.
You ever notice there's a big dick on the side of there? Everybody thinks it's a smiley face.
It ain't no smiley face. It's a dolphin wang.
No. We got to put a dolphin dick on Jared's shoulder.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, we put it on yours.
I'm
going to put it on Jesse's old
There's no
shoulder.
penis going on my shoulder this evening.
This evening. I ain't that fucked up yet.
Wait, what did I just get pointed to?
What the fuck was
Dolphin
that thing?
penis.
Although I'm getting worse than Scotty, man. $5 is $5.
Ooh, he went down to 5.
Yeah, Jared's cheaper than Scotty now.
You accept DBT?
Oh, he ain't got that low yet.
No, that means
Yeah,
you
but
got,
there's a surcharge, so that's
that
back
means
up
you
to
got
10.
Doubles with the DBT.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
And
it's
you got
$10.
fees and shit. That's how the Arabs get you.
Yeah, I'll mark that grocery. Just paid 4 times the amount for it.
It happens.
A lot.
It's alright.
We ain't hating on nobody. Oh, look, I found the exact same one that I put on
Motherfucker, I got
fucking
no
Greg's
hate for
shoulder.
nobody.
I got hate for people, but you know,
I don't.
It's internal.
I
Some
have dislike for people.
No,
I
I got
have some individual people that, yeah, okay.
I fucking
Very
hate
much
that
dislike.
motherfucker.
I'm not even going to
You
say
wouldn't
that.
cry if they tripped and fell into traffic.
well, TJ just sent a comment. He said some liquids.
That's probably still even too nice, but I would not be upset if something gruesome and horribly, just horrifically awful, painfully, ridiculously fucking heinous happened.
Dude, I've hated people to the point where
Would you send
I
flowers
wanted
after
to
the
put
fact?
them in a wheelchair and then throw crack in front of them, but make sure their wheelchair couldn't make it to the crack.
I would send flowers. Well, I don't know if I'd send flowers.
All right, well, while you contemplate this, TJ had
What
a
would
comment.
be like a
What
good,
would TJ
I don't
say?
know, like maybe I'd send some sunflowers or some daisies or something. Nothing, you know. I don't know what's the celebration.
All right, so now gay ass is contemplating flowers.
He's gonna send
All right.
some
So
sunflowers.
TJ says some
I'm gonna send him
liquids
some
don't,
4-leaf clovers.
The
Fucking
sun
you
is
lucky
saying
bastard.
like
Once
oils.
in a
They
while.
vaporize oil, not water. TJ, you ain't. Wait a minute. Look, motherfucker. You hang out with hillbillies. Look in the fucking mirror. You look like a fucking hilljack. I ain't saying that you are, but you look like one. You carry a fucking Rambo knife on the side of your leg like you're Mickey Knox. You're gonna tell me that you ain't never been drunk by a bonfire, didn't have nothing to get it going, so you didn't pour some gasoline on that fire to fucking make it burn? That shit didn't vaporize, it fucking burned. When your fucking car is burning oil, it ain't vaporizing oil, it's burning oil. That, like, fucking crusty, nasty shit in the bottom of your oil pan is burnt oil. It's not vaporized oil. So, yeah. But I love you, bro. It's alright. Anybody got... Look, I'm gonna start fucking up people's phones if they ain't on some shit that we on here. I feel like I'm the old person in this bitch.
What are you talking about, man?
Well,
feel like
you
you're-
finger fucking your phone, him finger. If you gonna finger fuck anybody, finger fuck your old lady that you made fucking wear them hooker heels.
I didn't make her wear shit.
I ain't got an old lady.
I actually made fun of her for putting them on.
You don't make fun of
I
her.
was
Yeah,
like-
that just ruined your pussy for the night.
I was
You
like,
don't care.
shit.
And there goes all the being right 2 times.
Yeah, dumbass. Dumbass.
You done fucked.
See? Exactly.
Give me that bottle.
That right there was getting caught up in the game and didn't even know he was in the game. It's not that he didn't want to be in the game. He didn't even know he was in the game.
The registration form never got filled out.
I didn't want to give it to him.
Aww. Aww.
Let's see how you can force someone to play a game.
Yeah, I don't either. But once you live that shit and been in the... I could be fucking Howard Cosell in the fucking game that I never wanted to be in.
I ain't want to.
Okay, this is Howard Cosell. Let me tell you about some fucking ignorant shit here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Hey, that was the tikka masala. You didn't even hear about the tikka masala. Oh, no. You know what? Wait a minute. Are we by a break? Because if we're by a break, we'll wait till after. No, we ain't nowhere near a break. So we going to put this out here right here.
Get it.
So, Jared and I were outside. And, you know, Jesse's old lady comes out there. And I'm sorry, I'm a stoner. I forget your name, even though I've known you for like fucking years. What's your name?
He lying.
Lou's fine.
Lou? Okay. So, Jesse's old lady Lou was out there with us, and we're all smoking a cigarette. So she starts, you know, talking about, she inquired about my heated vest that I wear. And then Jared says, well, you know, I kind of got a half heated vest. Jared's a hairy motherfucker if you don't know him. But, you know, there's a comparison. Jared is like, no lie, Jared is the biggest of us all. I'm not saying fat. He's just, you know, tall, bigger, bigger build.
I've called him fat since day one. So I'll keep doing it.
He's the big bone nigga out of the whole crew. But
I have to find that skeleton
he
now.
made the comment about, you know,
I'm big boned.
this
is what I see.
All right, we're gonna take a shot.
His hair on his chest and shit like that there. And I had to disagree with him. Because even though facial-wise Jared may look like the hairiest motherfucker, he is not. For anybody who has rode in the summertime with Greg on... Dude, look, when he has a t-shirt on, his afro shoots up out of his pants and it looks like a fucking wing. It gives him at least another fucking 10 miles. And straight per gallon. It cuts down on wind shear and everything. You know, that motherfucker.
It's his spoiler.
You know, it gives him a higher wheelie every time that bitch pops. It's like a fucking Porsche wing.
Hey, I'll put it to you this way.
It moves with speed.
You know, the old school.
It's self-adjusting.
You know, Greg's afro is like, it should say Kawasaki on the side of it. You know, he got racing stripes.
Number one, Suzuki.
Right, well,
Number two, I've had that motorcycle at 200 mile an hour. I stayed on it, and so guess
You're fucking right. That afro held you there.
I'm
like
good.
a squirrel tail.
It's like the old.
I'm good.
The old school Porsches. You know, when you got to a certain speed, that wing came up. It wasn't like the Asian ones that you always put out there now. Or the white kids get.
It looked like
that
that
new,
grew, and then it would come out.
It knew it
There's
just
a
was
911 and a 944 came in.
Man, you just
911
once
turbo.
Greg gets to a certain fucking
that's
point,
my shit
the
right
ash,
there,
you
dude. I
see the
still
ash
would
fro
kill
start
for that
leaking
old car.
out. And then, Lord forbid, because,
Fuck
you know,
the
we've
new
rode for a while. You know, I've seen Greg without
They've
any
taken
shirt
over
on
driving
at
out of
all.
those cars anyways.
Oh my God.
They take
His
all
nipples
the
got
fun out of
fucking,
everything.
like, his nipples got fucking, like,
80s
hydrofoils and
BMW.
shit.
That's why
You know,
everybody's
looks
going
like
back to bikes.
his nipple hair goes
Give
to
me
his
an
armpit
80s
hair. He looks like
give me
Spider-Man
80s
2099.
something
The old box
Like, you know, the afro keeps him to his bike, but best believe if he would put his arm out
get
to
him,
do
man. I
some
love
fucking
doing
fancy shit, he's a gone.
He's gone.
He's parasailing right there up from the nipple hair to the armpit hair, and then
You know
it
what,
all
though? You know what,
coincides
though?
down the back to the afro.
Motherfucker, what are you gonna do?
I ride a Harley. I ain't into speed. I'll get there. I got a GPS.
No shit.
You may get there a half hour
We know
sooner,
this.
but
We
I'll
know
be like,
this at
hey, did you see
35
that?
and
No, I didn't. I was doing
55.
200 miles an hour. Well, yeah, that was pretty cool over there. You know, my memories of us riding, I have memories. They're not blurs. And it ain't just Greg, you know, because we've told this story plenty of times, and I'm sure if you go into like memories on my Facebook, you'll see that, you know, my bitch moment for real. I ain't gonna lie, I
already know what he's talking about.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
great.
my first real ride on my fucking Harley.
Only like one more left.
My dumb ass went out there like Cat Williams. I was in the fancy pants, and I had the fancy fucking coat, and I had the fucking cool skull helmet, and my Harley was all nice and shined up. And I thought that I was a fucking bike rider because I rode a couple of dirt bikes and four-wheelers when I was a kid.
Hit a 55 mile an hour
First of all,
and about shit himself.
when I told all these guys, you know, look, I'm not experienced, you know, we're cruising. Cruising is not fucking 150 mile an hour. Fuck nothing.
Again.
You know, just because you didn't hit 200, sorry for your fucking luck.
Again, this motherfucker hit a 55 mile an hour zone and shit himself.
No, it was 60.
No,
because for the longest time, like my Harley still to this day has not got past 62.
It don't matter.
My Harley has not got past 62.
That whole night on the way home, we never went over 35 miles an hour.
I'm talking about the ride there. I'll get to the ride back. I won't leave it out. If I'm going to say it, I'll say it all. Fuck it. You know, now mind you, I was the best looking one riding out there. You know, I might have been the slowest, but I was, you know, I looked pressed. And this fancy jacket I bought, I didn't realize that all them holes in the jacket were meant to, like, when you ride, it opens up. That's for daytime hot as fuck riding. That ain't for nighttime around Geneva or our area freezing your ass off driving.
What's up?
So, are we doing shots? Oh.
So,
when we went to leave,
a little bit,
first of all,
you still do
I almost smacked a fucking wall because my headlight wasn't bright enough and I didn't realize it, and I couldn't make the tight turn. But
I
then
didn't know if you still did that or not.
we flying down the road and them holes opened up and I froze my ass off.
Nothing.
So my whole 50 mile an hour
My polar bear
went
was
to
talking.
Nostrovia. Went from
Yeah.
you know 60 mile an hour to like 45. You know, I had girls. The girls was like, "What the fuck is going on with you? Why did you? What you doing?"
No, we had girls say, "You want me to? You want to ride on the back of my old man while I show you how to ride that motherfucker?"
Yeah. No lie. Nikki, no lie. Nikki was like, "You ride behind Poe?" No.
With his curly locks slapping you in the lips and shit.
Now, mind you, later on in life with my Buells and shit, I've gotten, you know, I've gotten to 100, 120 mile an hour on them fuckers. You know, me and Jack going out to Putin Bay. I still haven't got my Harley past 62. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, that's just my baby. It ain't gonna go past that shit. But that night when I got home, no lie, first thing I did after I fucking warmed the fuck, I got on Facebook. It was like, I don't know who the fuck I was lying to. I ain't no motherfucking biker. Dude, I straight bitched out. I straight bitched out.
Said, no, dude, we're only busting your balls. You're cool, you know.
No, you had all rights, but yeah. And I can't wait to put my sons through it.
Listen,
Maria took it like a G, but you know, Maria's Maria. I can't wait to put my sons through it.
My favorite part about that whole situation was on the way home, this cat's doing 35. Right.
So there was a lot of
dude,
time.
We're going down 5:34. We're doing 5. We're coming down 5:34, coming out of Geneva, coming back towards Johnstown, and you know it gets a little windy here and there and shit like that, up and down hills and everything.
Talking about when I almost hit the wall?
No, we're doing. I'm on the fastest bike out of the whole fucking group, and I'm doing 35 miles an hour down 5:34.
Yeah,
and I got this asshole like less than his front bumper had to be less than 2 foot away from my back tire.
Oh yeah, that fucking dick. Yeah. Fuck that dude.
James is riding right next to me. All right.
Jack was there too.
So I looked over at James, you know, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to either stop or you know something's going to happen here. Well, finally, dude shot out around us and finally went up to the front of the pack. James looks over at me. I looked over at him. I shot down behind him and shot up behind this dude right on his ass. Well, here comes James right behind me. So we're pushing this dude down the freeway, well, down 534, and we get a little ways down the way, and I'm looking over your mirror, we're like, oh, fuck, where'd Marco go? So we kind of all pulled over, and I think it was like that little corner get-go type deal there. That's where we started getting pictures and shit. It took Marco like 25 minutes to get there, dude. It was crazy.
Fuck yeah, my first. I ain't gonna. The truth is the truth, man.
Yeah.
But no lie, that is the whole reason why my bikes look so G'd up with all the screens and shit in it. Fuck it, y'all get there. Y'all do your whatever 100-something mile an hour. I'll get there a lot faster than that time. But, you know, I might be 20 minutes, a half hour later, but I saw everything on the way. I enjoyed that ride, and I'm cruising. Fuck y'all.
I'll tell you like this.
I might buy a crotch rocket, you know, because I don't...
15 years ago, I used to ride with a bunch of guys on rockets and shit like that. That coming out of Geneva on 11, that our bikes never dropped under 100 miles an hour the whole way home.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't wait like that till later on in life.
Well, no, because even back then, I'm like, holy shit, all it took was a deer stepping out in front of 20 of us. It would have probably took all fucking 20 of us out, you know what I mean? But
a patch of grass took me out on a fucking helix.
Well, you're not supposed to be on grass, man.
They blew it. They blew
That's
and
where
you
the
know
problem
what? Wait a minute. This is an awesome time to bring this up, too, for all the bikers out there and for all the motherfuckers who aren't bikers. The reason why I wrecked was because some asshole cutting grass blew the grass into the fucking street. Look, and now it is a law in Ohio. Even if you don't ride, even if you don't give a fuck about bike, look, we on that road. That shit turns to ice when the grass hits the fucking pavement. Blow that shit the other way. Or at least if you blow it into the street, have the consideration when you're done cutting your grass, sweep that shit to the side of the road or whatever. That might be somebody's fucking brother. That might be somebody's fucking dad, grandpa. That might be somebody's mom out there. Give a little motherfucking consideration. I am living proof, dude. My fucking head, even though I was on a big scooter, dude, man, I've never hit the ground like I did on that fucking scooter accident. And it was all because I hit some fucking grass that some dick threw in the road. And my shit, you know, lost control. End over end. I flew and fucking smacked that pavement. I woke up at least 20 foot away from my bike. Just a cop standing over me, asking me if I was alright. And that was on a scooter. Can you imagine people on real fucking bikes? So dicks, clean that shit up. Alright, go ahead and say what you were saying.
No, I'll tell you right now. A lot of people don't realize this. When you're on a motorcycle, you have about 6 inches of tire on the road. I had a 3-inch by 3-inch piece of paper take me out at 35 miles an hour around the bend.
Yeah.
You know, so it's later on the road altogether is just bad. Gravel, all of it. You know what I mean? And even
and to have like people throw extra shit out there just because I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because they're not aware. Just makes it 1,000 times worse for us who do ride. You know, even with me, even a 20 mile an hour fucking ride could kill a motherfucker. Yeah. A 20 mile an hour crash could kill somebody.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know, you guys need to fucking...
If you took a true measurement of your front tire, it is way less than 6 inches. That
I'm talking both tires on the ground at all times.
Yeah.
But really, I know, but if you really think about it,
3 square inches.
You're talking front tire. That's what.
You know what? I've seen your tires, Greg, and I think Jared's right.
Needs to go. So
I've seen them slicks that Greg rides on, and I think Jared's right.
Is between both front and rear tires.
I understand that, but
and if you honestly think about it now, like you just said, if you just talk about your front tire,
which is all that needs to go screwy,
and with that little 3-inch by 3-inch piece of paper, it hit my front tire, wiped out the front end of the front. You know what I mean?
Not last year, the year before last, when I wrecked my Buell.
Touring tires that go on like regular sedans, the actual footprint that is touching the ground at any time, all 4 tires' footprint can fit on one piece of 8x10 paper.
Yeah,
and that's for a car tire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all 4 tires footprints can fit.
And that's like, I
can't remember the past few weeks. That's why you're gonna bring that shit out.
No, and basically, I'll even agree with him. Like, I can't remember who did it. I think it was Goodyear. They did a commercial where it showed actually how much they showed the tire rolling, and it showed this color is what's on the ground, and this is what's getting ready to hit and what's not.
So, wasn't it them water tires or whatever that they showed? Yeah.
No, where it showed the water.
Treads.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, then even, like, if just that commercial should have explained it to a lot of people, but it didn't, because people don't understand that. They see a round tire this fucking wide, alright. Tires this
It's
fucking
black
wide.
and round. It's black, it's round, it holds air.
Yeah.
What's the cheapest one I can get?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I said earlier, you know, about Greg's, you know. I agree with you.
That was great. For that advertisement, goddammit.
I agree with Jared, just seeing fucking Greg's tires. Yeah, because Greg is very hard on tires. So I agree. There's only maybe 2 inches on the front and maybe I'd say maybe
Who
an
cares
inch and a
if it's
half
on
on the back.
Take the back out of the equation because the front is the only
Dickhead,
thing.
you know, throws his Astro across the ground and likes to ride wheelies.
But I'm talking in reality, man. When you come dark night, you come across a patch of grass like that. That's all you need is your front.
Yeah. But anyhow,
So, and you got 2 inches.
Yeah, as far as control, yeah.
So what you're saying is you're bitching about my ball tire on the back of my bike, right?
No, because you guys consider them slicks.
No, I don't know. Like when I had my slick on the back of mine, I had cord showing. Those are not supposed to be his
remember those
slicks.
tires too.
And the reason being is because they were Dunlap tires. If you ride a motorcycle, I don't care what brand.
My
what kind,
Dunlaps are fucking dead, dude.
You buy Dunlap tires for your bike, you're fucking retarded.
No, mine came on the bike. They're recommended for my 2 Buells.
Listen, I've ridden bikes since I was street bikes since I was 16 years old, and I'm gonna tell you what, Dunlap tires are fucking junk.
Let me make another announcement. For you guys out there who think you're badasses on dirt bikes and 4-wheelers and shit, it is not the fucking same as being on a regular bike.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It is not the fucking same.
Just
I ever tell you about the
remember-
story about when I first bought that bike, my first Harley? Here's some silly shit for you guys. I decide I'm gonna start going up and down. I still live with Jackie. I pulled this pretty bike out. I don't have my license or nothing yet. Never really fucking been on a real, motorcycle. But it's just like riding a dirt bike. It's just like, don't worry about it. Yeah.
So
I
for all
rode
you-
that motherfucking bike. It wasn't even a block, Greg. 5 houses down, 5 houses back. Fuck this. I'm going to take a class.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the same. The
For you
weight
guys-
is not the same. The balance is not the same.
No.
The power the balance in the power itself is not the same. So don't think that you motherfuckers are badasses on fucking dirt bikes are going to get on a regular motorcycle.
Sure, you gonna be on a cross off and do no backflip and no tricks.
You guys that think you're
So it's
badasses
different.
on dirt bikes want to get on a street bike, just remember to stick your leg out when you're making a turn.
Just remember to put your fucking helmet on. And no, don't listen to Greg with the leg out. You'll lose that bitch.
Stick it on out.
No, you're gonna lose a lot more than a fucking leg. Just saying.
Yeah. You're absolutely motherfucker right.
But no, I agree. Everybody that's going to get on a motorcycle needs to take a course. Yes. Because it is totally different.
If you ain't got somebody at home or you ain't grew up around that shit, you don't. I mean, even if you do have that, it's good to have that basic knowledge, and it takes off your insurance too. It's good to have that basic knowledge. I took the official Harley Davidson course, and even though I knew the majority of it, I'm glad I got the riding experience. I'm glad I got that, the little things here and there. And then after that, riding with a lot of old timers. Like for the longest time, I would not ride in like any bike runs or whatever, because I'm not gonna disrespect the group by being an amateur in that bitch. I did it one time. I looked like a fucking fool. I got passed up by a chick in a pink Ninja. Yeah. Want to feel like a bitch?
Holy shit.
And those were my early days. I would never, hey, you gotta learn. I take my bitchisms, we all get kicked when we're, headed up the road. But, yeah, it's totally different, and I'm glad I did get I'm more grateful for the side knowledge, because the Harley class was taught by a actual rider. It wasn't like a driver's ed class where you're doing book stuff and videos. It's like, look, you might get told this or that, but you stop this way. Or the easiest way to get out of a skid, or when you have a flat tire, this is shit that you do Whereas, you know, the book will say pull over and, you know, don't ride your bike. You got to get home, you lean up on the front of your fucking tank and get the pressure off the back of your tire, and you get your fucking bike home slow. I had to do it. I mean, I was very grateful for that knowledge. You know, I got a flat on fucking 680, blew my whole fucking valve stem out. What was I supposed to do? Call somebody to find me on the side? No. And then they couldn't get my bike home? Sat on the fucking tank, took all the pressure off. It was like I was riding a unicycle, no lie. Got my bike home. So, if you don't have them people around you, if you weren't brought up in that way with motors, street bikes, whether it be a crotch rocket or a Harley, take your ass to a fucking course. You know, and find a... See, I'm more for the non-reputable courses, you know, a non-commercial course, because that goes back into the whole book thing, video thing, and all that. No, find you an old fart with a fucking bandana on his head that'll sit next to you on his bike and be like, hey, dick, don't fucking do that. You know, you're gonna fucking kill yourself.
Smack
you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Upside your head.
You know, because honestly, as
like
non-politically correct as that may sound, that's the way I learned. You know, that was the way my grandfather was. That was the way my mama was. That's the way I learned. Dick, don't do that. All right, you want to put that fucking fork in the plug? Wait, go ahead. All right, you all right? You won't do that again, will you?
I didn't even get her.
Yes, I will.
No, I didn't even get her. You all right? I got. You didn't even do that again, all right?
See, I got some shit in Spanish
Thanks,
that I know
love you
wasn't
too.
good, so... you know, what I got in Spanish was probably like, you dumb fuck. But who knows? Who knows Spanish when you're fucking 3 years old? 4 years old?
Spanish kids?
Right.
No, because I am one, fucker.
No, you're not. You're American.
I love you. I love you, motherfucker. Do it. I even say cheers for that one.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's some American shit right there.
Damn.
Where everybody knows your name.
No, I ran out of drink, and I'm like, you know.
How did birthday boy run out of drink?
Because I don't know.
Are you lazy?
I can't get out.
This is lazy.
Yeah, that too.
Dude, I see, and I reposted it. One of the silliest fucking posts the other day. I kind of wanted it to go out to somebody, but it didn't. It was just, you know, it didn't match up what I wanted to, but it was just funny as fuck anyways. It said, just because your dude's a drug dealer and you on food stamps, don't make y'all a power couple. And it said, calm down, you know, was it lazy and fiance?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And then I'm thinking about it. You know how many motherfuckers that I know that's like that? They think they are the shit, and no. You know, you want to be the shit. You know, you want to ball, you ball. I ain't hating on the hustle. But you want to be the shit, then you're paying for your food. You're paying for your health care. You're paying for all that shit out of your balling money. You know, there is no government check. There is no food stamps.
For free,
there isn't no Medicare.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't knock the hustle. Whatever you do, you do. Whether you selling or you working on something, I don't knock the hustle. But you ain't going to be out there fronting like you balling when half your shit is given to you by the government. Don't work that way, bro.
And on that note,
agreed. Now regulated.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
That's it. All right. What would you say, Greg?
I was gonna say we're gonna take a break.
Your eyes went crooked like my chihuahua, dude.
Smoke, Greg.
Like you were seeing in stereo there.
Well,
for
wait a second.
Your chihuahua.
I agree with what you're saying.
That motherfucker.
Regulate it. Enforce it.
shit.
How do you do that?
Well, actually, it's trying to be done, and you know you get called racist for it being done.
You get called racist for anything.
I didn't.
How?
Like, here's an example. I know you've had to have seen all over Facebook that Donald Trump's kicking 700,000 people off of welfare.
Yeah.
But nobody reads the whole article. He's kicking the people who are able to work that refuse to do the 20 hours of community service to get their welfare benefits.
You should get
Those
kicked
are
off
the
if you
people.
don't do
Those
that.
are the people he's kicking off. You know, but they'll make you think that they're kicking these old people off or these poor. No, it's not like that.
Okay,
now
I'm not.
Now what ties it together is look, if you could work or you're making your hustle, why are you
The
on
hustle's
system?
not reportable.
You don't report.
I'm saying, how do you enforce it?
How do you enforce it? Just like that, you kick them the fuck off the welfare.
How do
you make them go to? If you like, say you and me,
homeboy who's doing the hustle, his name's not on any of the paperwork. It's the girl who's sitting at home with the kids. So say she still will volunteer for her 20 hours.
But now they're
to keep
offering child care. So if you don't want to take your kid to fucking
That's
child
not
care
everywhere.
and go to,
That's not everywhere.
it's around here. It's here.
It's
no
still-
lie.
it's a limited
because I watched
resource.
my son's ex.
Stuff is
you know,
available,
she was one
but
of them
there is
more and more of this stuff is getting more and more available. And no lie, because of the Obama administration, there is more and more services available to help out with that. Now, what's being done is it's actually being implemented. You know.
All right, so wait a minute.
So
let me ask you something.
You're still missing my entire point.
Let me-
Homeboy who's hustling has no. There's no way to tie
I
anything
see
to
what
him.
you're
So
saying.
how do you enforce what you're saying? How do you kick her off for him? How do you tie that together?
I can explain this real quick.
All right, let's talk.
All right, number one,
just get rid of it all. Then you don't have to worry about it.
When
No,
I
'cause
was
these
growing
people
up,
need that shit.
being on food stamps, being on welfare was looked down upon.
Yeah, it
Okay?
was.
Yeah.
And
It was
the
back
only
in the
reason
day.
being was, and it wasn't really looked down on, you know, like, oh, you're scum, you're bottom. Basically, you're upon hard times. You
Right.
need help to get on your feet. Okay? Now, like Marco said, you know, there's the old people and stuff like that. They can't work, this and that. Collecting SSI and everything else, surviving in a nursing home and need food stamps and everything. Yeah, and totally understandable. But you have these people that are 20 years old that don't want to go out, don't want to work, whatever the case may be. You put... basically, you have to have it doesn't take years to get on your fucking feet to support yourself. Okay, if you fall upon hard times, you know, it might take you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be, to get back on your feet, be able to support you, your family, everything else. Me growing up, that's what I thought welfare, food stamps, and all that stuff was for.
See, I grew up on generations of welfare, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be like this.
I don't know.
That's not what I'm debating.
You might want
That's
free
not-
shit,
I
but
understand.
you don't want to
wait,
be
wait,
drunk.
What I'm saying is how
He
we were
brings up a
talking
real
about.
good point.
We were talking about kicking the woman off for because the man's out there hustling, so he's dealing, so ain't nothing getting reported on him. But his name on any of the paperwork, his name they don't list him.
It ain't even all about
So
dealing
how do you
too.
kick her off for him?
Because some people out there working and their girls
How
not
do you,
food.
how do you kick her off for him?
You don't.
Basically, you can, because if they're living together and they're in a household.
But he don't make money
well,
on
there's
paper.
You gotta prove that he's living there.
Yeah, and you got to prove
Jared
that he
brings
makes
up
money
a
on
good
paper.
point. That
That's
is
where
one of
you
the
get in.
biggest
That's where you get
loopholes
in.
here
That's where
in
you
our
get into
system.
where you
Yeah, I
you
used
get
it
mail
many times.
here, or you hear, you know, 85% of the month.
Prove it.
Yeah, you got to prove it.
Prove it.
But here's the problem. Why do we
that's
have
the
to
problem
prove
with
it?
So
the
who
system.
enforces it?
You
Who
know,
proves it? Who patrols
Basically,
it?
Jared
Yeah,
is
you can't
talking
have
about
people
We don't have
showing
those
up.
resources.
people who walk into the welfare office covered in gold. Their Cadillac is sitting outside running, and they're bitching about their fucking food stamps.
Yeah.
Those
income.
are the motherfuckers you need to put on welfare
Exactly,
on
but
the plan.
Jared is
that,
saying
okay,
that
after a year, if you
how
ain't
do
figured
we
out
get-
what the fuck you're doing because you want to drive all these expensive cars and
Yeah.
jewelry and everything else, you're off of the
It's
fucking
listed
plan.
in somebody else's name.
If the
People
welfare
like looking like
caseworker
ballers,
sees you
but don't
pulling
want to
in
take
like
care of
that,
themselves.
she can't cut you off because she sees you pulling in like that because that's hearsay. That's
No,
a
you
big loophole
misunderstood-
that
you
he's right.
misunderstood what I
That
just
car's
said.
leased in somebody
America.
else's name. The woman who's on welfare, that car ain't anywhere near her name because
I know your point.
Yeah,
Let me hear
yeah,
what he's
everybody's
saying.
getting fucked up.
No,
there.
I want to hear what
because-
you're saying. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm totally lost on what the hell we're talking about because
We're
Yeah.
talking
Well,
about people
no.
using the system.
You and I were talking about the same thing,
Right,
but he
well.
was talking about
To prove that you make so
how
much
to
money.
enforce it, which he's absolutely right. It is very hard to enforce a lot of things, and they're trying to enforce it, I guess, by doing this, work. You have to at least put in 20 hours,
Yeah.
which does cut down on a lot. But there are a lot of people, and I've watched them, dude.
Okay,
who
well, the
work
reason why they're
system.
doing that is because you have the people that are able to take their kids to daycare,
Right,
collect
right.
this,
It's the
check
people who
everything
think
else.
like us. It's
and
the people who think
supposedly,
like
if you're
us.
doing all this shit, you should be able to come and work for us for 20 hours. If you can't come and work for us for 20 hours, that means you're making money somewhere else. And
Right, right, but
hold on a
that
second,
doesn't
though.
run on the whole thing.
That's first of all.
Those are people who think like us, who are actually have that. I wouldn't say we're not better than anybody. We just, I guess, have a different morality or a different way of thinking.
A different
about
era
it.
of-
But
of- yeah.
Jared brings up a very good point on there is that huge loophole that a lot of
It's all
I keep
how
it
you
going. I
sign
hate keep going back to the old administration, so I ain't even gonna say the name. But there's that huge loophole that gives you anonymity and makes you able to pass off this, and this. So no matter how much money I'm making here, I will still be able to soak the fucking government.
no, that's not what he's saying. What he is saying is that you have a
How do
mama
we-
and
how
a
do we
papa
check
living at
that?
home. How do you figure out that the dude is
Right?
is-
How do we check that? He's bringing up the loophole. How do we check that
Homeboy's
loophole?
got his name on a lease somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's my house. That's where my mail goes.
Yeah. But basically,
That's where I live.
My mail go to my mama's house, so
Yeah.
that's my residence. So I
Yeah.
can get away with pretty much anything else.
all right. So then, basically, I mean, we need to make it like how child protective services are. You send
Well, yeah,
somebody.
but wait a second. Now, everybody's so understaffed.
should
Now
come to
you
the
have to
house.
bring up a whole other compliance agency. How do you pay for that?
Okay, and this goes back to my conversation that me
Have
and you
more
had,
money.
I think, last week, where I said you have all these politicians making top fucking dollar instead of these motherfuckers making that much money. Let's drop that money down the fucking hole
I
as to
agree.
where these people can get paid to do whatever they need to do to find out that our system's not getting fucked up. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep lining the politicians' fucking pockets.
That's one
I
great
agree.
way of looking
I
at it.
agree. And with that, we're gonna take a
That's
break,
one
folks.
possibility.
Yep. We'll be back.
Maybe.
We back?
Yep.
We motherfucking back. Alright. So I went and switched my glasses, and I figured that I could blow up what TJ said. So I'm gonna read TJ's.
TJ's sleeping. I'll tell you that right now.
So what? He still had a point to make,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, this part's kind of. I'll read it full. Whatever. Fuck. Every time I go to send a message, it makes it where I can't listen to the show. Was he? You would know that more. Was he trying to get on Spreaker or Mixler?
He was already on Spreaker. That's where he was listening to us at.
So he was probably talking about the Mixler thing. Alright, so I'll have to message him about that. It says, I thought I had it figured out. Alright, that stupid shit. Hundreds of billions of dollars in our stock market, and I don't mean individuals, I mean actual country of China. He's going back to what Jared was talking about how much we owe China. On top of that, they own about $9 trillion of our debt. Some people suggest that with everything from stock market and the debt they own, about $13 trillion on fire, which is a massive chunk of money in the world. Yeah, it is. We would not only have to pay it off, we would actually have to cut back our spending, which is not a bad idea. Everything is set up. And I'm sorry I sound like a third grader, but I'm hoping that he was using voice text when he sent this. I'm reading it verbatim. Everything is set up, we would actually pay off our national debt if we stop raising our budgets for the government programming. Shrink the role of government, it gives more rights to the people and saves money. That Big Sniz says that all the time. The fact that we have growing national debt with multi-trillion dollars means that people handling the fucking jobs, people that I wish TJ was still listening because doesn't even make sense. People handling their fucking jobs because it makes them wealthy. I'm assuming that he was trying to say that people have jobs now and that are doing their things, and it's making them wealthy. What I grasped from that hieroglyphic of a text is he was trying to say it would be kind of a task to totally eliminate China, but it is actually possible. But with anything else, we're going to have to take setbacks. For example, like I just posted an article about how the steel companies and stuff, and there's supposed to be new steel companies opening up all over, and all that's starting to boom again. And the steel companies did take a hit amongst a lot of shit when Trump started his tariffs and stuff. But we all knew that was coming. I did a whole show a couple years ago about that shit. We're going to take a little bit of hardship, but in the end, it's going to be American steel. It's going to be American-made shit. It's going to, we had to get off that nipple. Now, I had a buddy of mine the same day post how factories and stuff took the hit on this whole shit, and they're bringing that back out the light. Well, yeah, I mean, it fucking sucked. We all knew that was going to happen. But even with all, the tariffs and all the hits that we took, our economy is still through the fucking roof. Like through the roof. If people making coffee are getting rich, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. If cartoons is the biggest issue you got to talk about, then we're doing good. I can't stand these people, especially, as a on a personal level, if you don't like our president, hey, our president's an asshole. I'll be the first to admit I'm a supporter, but he's a fucking asshole. He's egotistical. He loves to have the fucking the limelight. He's like that little kid that mommy. He has to have that fucking showboatism. What up, Greg?
I think Jared forgot how this works.
At least he separated himself from the chair, though.
Yeah.
No, he's supposed to be in the chair in front of the microphone enjoying the conversation.
I'm listening.
Sounds
what?
like
I couldn't hear you over here in podcast land.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
Fuck.
No, I am. I'm fucking.
But see, with all that, you gave me a brain fart, motherfuckers.
It's all right.
That's what you get.
That's
this is
what
supposed
I
to be a mixture of what the fuck Wednesday and Cory's birthday, so we're
You know
mixing
what,
it up
here.
a little bit here.
I'm gonna stop there, even though that was an incomplete thought. Here's the other incomplete thought that I remember now. So before you even get into that, I'm putting this up because I'll forget it again. I was putting a dolphin dick on people's shoulders.
Y'all see how I do
One
me?
person. You
You
can't
see how I
say
do me?
people. It's one person. You can't say people, Marco.
No, I mentioned
Don't-
one
don't take
person.
this
I
back
didn't
to
say I
high
wasn't going. Look,
You said
look,
people.
Look, that ain't the person I
Plural.
mentioned.
We mean
Jesse
one.
right now
Okay.
has a dolphin dick
But
on his
as
shoulder.
of right now, but when you said it,
It's
it
rubbing
wasn't.
his ear. Look, it's rubbing his ear.
Man, I'm done.
No.
Actually, Greg,
no,
is your
no,
phone out?
I'm
Take
done.
a picture.
I've
of
been
it.
here long enough.
Take
It's
a
your
picture
fucking
of this
turn.
and put it on the website. The dolphin dick on Jesse's ear.
Tragic.
I'm about to shoot myself like Cobain really did. This shit crazy.
Yep, you got to take that picture. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a quick moment of silence for this dolphin dick picture.
Terrible.
All right. So, this is what makes it people. Wait a minute, Greg. Come here.
Okay, but when you
This
said
is what
it, it
makes
wasn't.
people. Now, 2 people have dolphin dick on their shoulders.
3. Don't come by me with that.
Now,
I don't want a
I'm
dolphin
making
dick.
3. Look, I'll put the dolphin dick on my own shoulder.
I don't want
And
dolphin dick
birthday
on me.
boy. Birthday
No.
boy.
Fuck no. Don't. Oh.
All right, I won't put it on his shoulder. I'll put it right on his fucking head. Birthday boy got dolphin dick on his head.
No.
Yeah. Even though you want to play the game, you're stuck in it.
That's fucked up.
And for the people who don't know the whole significance of the dolphin dick, you just gonna have to go through our archive show. But I will give you a brief description.
People fuck
Imagine a humongous fucking dog red rocket dick, and then put a octopus tentacle, like anime octopus tentacle at the end of it. And that's what a fucking dog.
Put a pigtail at the end of it. Pigtail.
No, it's not corkscrewed. It's straight, and it's. Dude, that thing's
You're
fucking
out your
long.
monkey ass.
I'm
mind.
looking at it. I'm looking at it. I had to get cheaters to fucking
You know what?
see
Cory, I
it.
said I was done, and you ain't paying attention.
Yeah, I am.
What are we talking about?
Dolphin dick.
I knew the motherfucker was gonna say that.
That's
we talking about red rockets on a dog. That's compared to it.
All right, so what's
That's
the end
how
look
we
like?
started. I don't want.
Anime
don't
octopus.
want.
That was part of the conversation
Yeah,
that you
octopus
missed.
tentacles and shit. Anime.
No, that's what Jared's over there doing.
He
Because
watching anime.
He forgot how podcast works.
Doesn't work. Still just listening.
He just don't care.
No, but we talking about dolphin dicks. and
I
shit.
really would have liked to have finished that other fucking statement. I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about.
Me either.
I'm glad you forgot.
Shots fired, but he ain't catch up.
I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
It happens
2
sometimes.
times and he missed both of them.
But the great
You
thing
should
about
write
it though
it
is no matter what, he still had a dolphin dick too.
I did, but
I'm the only one willing to put
You
the
know what I
dolphin
can
dick on
say?
my
I was the
shoulder.
first one
Yeah.
with a cell phone on my shoulder with a dolphin dick on it. Yeah.
yeah.
You were
Greg
also the
was.
first one with the fucking regular dick on your shoulders too.
Oh my God!
It was
I don't want to hear
mine.
about this.
It was
It was
mine.
close, but it wasn't, because if it would have touched me, it would have
Oh, I put the phone on his shoulder. Now the rest of the night, I had my balls hanging out like real deal.
I know. I heard about that. That's fucked up.
Why?
It ain't. I know you proved the point, but it's still fucked up.
No, I wasn't trying to prove a point. I was just letting my
You
balls
did
hang
it
out.
because you was doing it for a reason.
No. The
No,
dick,
there
the
was
dick
no
thing
fucking
was the
reason.
reason.
I thought him and
No,
Scotty
no.
got into
No,
it,
that
and
was
that's
the
why
dick
he
thing.
did it.
That was the
Because
reason.
he
That
was
was
trying
the
to
dick
say
thing.
that Scotty's balls were like a deflated
So it was a
balloon.
fucking reason behind all of it.
Yeah.
Why it happened, how
Well,
it came
well-
up was the reason why it happened. So it's
Originally,
always
why
a
I
reason.
pulled my balls out, but there was actually no reason for me to do
Keep
the rest
them
of
out,
the
you
show
just
with
did
my
it to be
balls
an
out.
asshole. But
No,
no.
yeah,
So
that's
you
pretty
did it to
much
prove
it.
a point. Like
Well,
I
I
said,
wasn't
for the
trying to
jump,
prove a point,
we could have
though.
avoided a
I
minute
do a
and a
lot
half
of dumb
of
shit,
what
and I
just
don't
said.
need a point.
None of us do.
But you do it just to do it. You did it to be asked. That's the point to prove.
Yeah.
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 So,
That-
once again,
that-
there's
that
2 minutes
reminds me of
into
the
it.
other
We
thing,
could have avoided
too.
all this.
All right, are we done talking about that dolphin dick or my dick?
I hope
Or-
so.
Yeah, because you was talking about my dick if you didn't
No,
know.
I didn't. You brought your dick up. I never said nothing
No,
about
Greg
your dick.
brought my dick up.
Okay, but I didn't.
And then,
So don't bring me into this. This
Greg
is
does
plural,
sometimes. I
y'all.
love Greg.
I do
No,
that
I mean-
for a lot of my gay ass friends.
Jared just, I mean, it's a fucked up way of reminding me of it, but reminded me of something else I wanted to talk about that was actually kind of serious. For all these people out here who like to, tout this free healthcare shit that, apparently these Democrats or liberals, especially Bernie Sanders, is trying to push.
My bomb ass meme got him going.
And it's a real article. I looked it up. There's a girl, teenage girl, who has a casket covered in names people signed. She's a Canadian girl, and she died.
Earlier.
She died because she was waiting in the hallway of a hospital to be cared for. That's what happens when you have free healthcare. That's what happens when shit is so packed up that it takes hours to get any kind of help. It's bad enough around here, when shit is usually paid for or whatever, that we go through it. But can you imagine that, everybody loves to tout this, and people want this free health care, supposedly, even though it's still paid by the taxpayers. But they don't realize that the only thing they're doing is cutting down the quality of care. They're cutting down any kind of new research. They're cutting down any kind of new... Pretty much, if you want a cure, you're not going to get it. You'll get something to alleviate the symptoms of whatever you got. But if it gets to that point, we will never have cures for anything.
I mean, they're kind of on their way to do... Like, you can't tell me with all the research and everything between all the nations and
But
all
that's
the brilliant
now.
minds.
That's right now. But
We've got a
when it
lot of
comes
cures
to
that are
our-
held back.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right there. But I'm saying, like, as far as future goes, this is supposed to be the new generation revamping everything. Well, let me get this real straight to you people, because it's going to be my age and up who are going to be your real deal doctors and your surgeons that you're going to trust. Nobody my age and up who has seen this shit go down is going to give a fuck about you unless you make sure I get paid. Just because you guys push this bullshit. Nobody has the incentive to try to get rid of whatever new virus is going to come upon in the next 15 years. Nobody has that incentive to try to find that new way of helping that crippled kid, in the next 10 years. Nobody's going to do, because they're going to be scraping just like everybody else, because they're not getting paid by the government, but they're still kind of forced to do what they have to fucking do for the people because of free healthcare. I'm not saying that a lot of doctors out there aren't overpaid, but there's a lot of people out there overpaid. And I made this analogy with Greg before. When people like to come into his shop and say, I don't want to pay this for this job, or I think this is too expensive. Well, the one tool in the 50 processes that it takes to fix your car costs twice as much as what I'm paying you to fix your fucking car, and you're gonna bitch at me because I'm charging you what I'm charging you?
You're paying me for my how many years of experience?
Exactly.
The saying goes.
How many years of actual?
The saying goes.
Real education.
You're not paying for the 10 minutes it took me to do the job. You're paying the 20 years it took me to do that job in 10 minutes.
And do it right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we will lose if we get this free healthcare shit. You know, people don't realize in America, we actually have free healthcare. It's called welfare. If you get to that point, which is a poverty level, which is 1,000 times higher than a lot of places in the world, but our poverty level is at the point where you get to that point and you get a medical card. So pretty much these people don't realize that these politicians are pandering to the people who can actually afford health care. That's who they're pandering to. They don't give a fuck about you if you're a fucking college student and you got booted off your parents' fucking insurance. That's not for you. They're making it seem like it's for you, but it's not. What it's for is the people who actually have the money to pay for insurance. Well, why don't we toss you this free health care? We're going to take away who you think you should be, whatever good doctor that you got. No, you're going to go to the clinic down the road, and only because we're going to accept these other folks in. So it's like the Obamacare. Obamacare was welfare, but you had to pay for it, and if you didn't pay for it in your taxes, you got penalized. I know somebody, like my dude BG had the Obamacare shit. He went online, he filled it out, he got accepted. And it was the identical care source fucking healthcare that the welfare people got. Identical. Only he had to pay for it. I mean, it wasn't very much, but he still had to pay for it. Well, fuck. If he would have just went down to welfare
JFS.
himself and filled out, an application, they're not going to give you a check. They might not give you food stamps, but you would have got your fucking medical card. But if you didn't do that, and thank God they just got rid of that shit. But if you didn't do that, and you kind of wanted to try to do it the right way, you got penalized for it if you didn't pay for it. And that's some bullshit. That whole myth of free, I mean, it would, in a perfect world, yes, that would be awesome. We should all be taken care of and all that stuff. Not like that. And no matter which strides or what push we try to get it to that, it's not going to happen here. We're not communists. We're not socialists. We're not a democracy. We are a republic.
We're supposed to be a constitutional republic, but
right.
We are not.
In the end, we're capitalists, which is
not a type
not
of
the
government.
best. No, it's not at all. But it's not the best system, but it is the best that's out there at the moment. There's other countries that have experimented with the other shit, and there are a few that
there's
socialism
elements
did
of
work.
it that are good. A free
Right.
market would be amazing, but
That's a long
What,
time.
motherfucker, what?
ultimately, we keep talking about government programs, and not being free and taxpayers. Okay, we get that, but let's talk about some actual alternative ways of funding, because quite honestly, I don't believe anybody should be forced to give of their earnings, especially to something they may not align with. Now, that's not to say that they would not then voluntarily take money and give it to a program that...
Right. You're absolutely right.
But when
you
enough
shouldn't be
people
forced.
do... But that's what taxes do.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I paid taxes up until I retired, which I retired way younger than most people. But up until I retired, I paid Social Security. But being that I retired so young, I will never get as much as anybody who paid into it, or at least on paper, the way it's supposed to be. I will never get as much as somebody who paid into it and retired at 65. You know, but in the end of it all, the high ups don't even look at that. You know, at this point, it's like, you might have put $100,000 in Social Security, but we need to do this and we need to do that and we need to tax you on this and we need to tax you on that. So you're going to get maybe $50,000 on your Social Security, and it's fucking wrong.
I agree, but let's even take Social Security out of the equation. I'm strictly talking about like welfare, the medical card, you know, those types of programs, the food stamp program, all that. Okay, so. And even there's a lot of other programs, but let's talk about just those specifically. Because Social Security, you're kind of funding your own too. You're paying into it. This stuff, we're talking about not having the taxes.
Right.
So how does it get paid? Well, first of all, there's no reason they could not be set up like nonprofits or whatever that people can voluntarily donate to, because you know all of you that are for the taxes being taxed and being that paid into it, voluntarily donate the extra portion of your paycheck that you get back from not being taxed.
I brought that
I'm
up
all
in one
for
of the
it.
shows. I'm like, if you are so much for this, then there's a part on your tax form that says, I would like to donate this part of my
but let's not even have a tax form. You have that extra money that you bring home because it's not taken from you in taxes. You then in turn around and voluntarily give them that money. Okay? And I know there's not enough people that would do that. But, dude, look at what kind of money lotteries make.
Well,
have a federal lottery, you retards.
Gambling is not legal.
Oh, come on. And and everywhere there's casinos. There is no reason that
there's no reason why, they're taxing the fuck out of the whole weed industry now, but, hey.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
I know, I was just kind of throwing that.
There's you've got to get into, instead of the mind of taxation, you also then, you would have to allow, in some way, like, with all the gambling, okay? They would, like, running a lottery. Well, what's the difference between running a lottery, running Keno, and running slot machines?
It's all in the wording, man.
No. But in essence,
that's how every bar now.
Why wouldn't the government be able to operate those?
It's wording.
It's voluntary. No one has to go.
The end of the day, I mean, I feel you're fucking right as hell. At the end of the day, we as a society should be able to choose whether we want to donate or take care of whatever. And I admit, no lie, as much as I am against taxes, there should be a certain percentage that we all chip in. But it shouldn't be to the point where we actually have to be at the fucking at the gas pump, like, am I able to take my kid to McDonald's, or do I get the gas to make it to work tomorrow? That's some bullshit. I mean, especially on stuff, there's a lot of stuff that, okay, well, the government don't like and certain people don't like, so we're going to put it out there, but the only way you can have it is if we tax the fuck out of it. Well, who the fuck is getting that money? Like cigarettes. All right, everybody's pissed and moaning about secondhand smoke, and it's killing this and that. Those people who died from secondhand smoke are not getting the tax money that's getting from the cigarettes.
All these sin taxes on alcohol, tobacco, all this stuff. If you look at where the money goes, if you look at where most of tax money goes,
they try to claim it's going to schools.
If you look, it is completely wasted. I mean, if you look at line item stuff, I'm not talking about just look at the general. Oh, well, this went to the education department. Okay, well, let's go look at line item invoices.
When you break it all down,
what did it actually pay for in the quote-unquote education department? You'll find some ridiculous shit.
You're absolutely,
and that's across the board,
don't
everywhere, every part of the country, on every state, federal, local level. It's always like that. So very very little of it actually does anything fucking purposeful.
At the end of it all,
So
especially
that's
after the
not
whole-
that's not the fix to everything. The ending of taxation and alternate forms of, because there's a ton
It's
of
like
land
what-
the government's not even supposed to be able to own technically if you actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so but they own it,
The whole
so they
Indian
need to
thing.
sell it. If they sell it, they raise that money. There's money to pay for stuff. There's all kinds of other ways, but that's only one thing. That's not the thing that fixes it. That's just a piece of the puzzle. There's no one.
You should never
There's no
be
one thing you
forced
can
to
say
do
that'll
anything.
fix it.
I'm a firm
you
believer
know,
that even the shittiest
You have to
motherfucker
shave the
has
size of the
some
government.
kind of something that they care about, and there's enough people in America that even if half the people don't give a fuck about the other half, the other half does. If $1 comes out of everybody's pocket willingly, I'm not saying forced, willingly comes out of everybody's pocket, every paycheck, that will take care of a whole lot of our problems here. You know, a lot of people don't even, are against all this shit because they're being forced. And that's bullshit. Okay, if I don't feel it or if I'm broke, then don't fucking come at me again and again and again. We get penalized if we don't pay our taxes, but bitch, I can't pay my light bill. But you're gonna take from, you're squeezing blood out of a rock. It's not gonna happen.
So we stop it, and we work on. We have alternative ways of funding.
But
that also means we still have to cut shit.
We got 10 minutes, and I'm telling
I ain't got a drink.
Well, we'll go get a drink, and in them 10 minutes,
Go ahead.
we're gonna do our shout outs, and we're gonna make sure Cory don't have a concussion.
I thought I was gonna get killed.
I'm about to pass the Mountain Dew helmet off.
He thought he was going to get killed. That's what the problem was.
I thought he stepped on a Lego.
Oh, you might want to check that the drinks in the freezer right there.
Yeah, you might want to get them out.
Yeah, you might want to right there in the door.
So, all right, we're gonna do our shots out. Like I said,
There it
happy
is,
birthday,
but they've been in there a
motherfucker,
while.
Cory
I didn't want
Cobain.
them
You got any more Jack over there?
No,
I got nothing to drink.
but I got some inside here. If you want some, it's almost a full glass.
Give my man a little hit of that shit there.
Well, fuck, Cory, fucking dare.
I'm good, man.
I know, no,
We
I
run
know
out
you
of
ain't
here.
taking a
Pour it in
whole
there.
swallow like I swallow, but take a sap from the fucking cauldron.
Wait, you son of a bitch. Happy birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
pussy.
Just do it.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy
Here,
birthday.
here. This is the way you're supposed to do that shit. Gargle it around, make sure it burns up the whole fucking mouth.
He didn't even do that. He only took a little sap.
I know.
Yeah, that's all.
Shout out to motherfucking Don Cody.
Yep.
That
Matter of
motherfucker
fact-
doing his thing.
You see his name with the before taxes and after taxes?
Yeah, that was silly as fuck.
Dude, I've been using that shit as a meme.
Hey, did you look? Did you see his one post about the cats with the fake chains, or the ones that got the real chains but living in a ghetto ass house? It was
I don't
silly.
remember.
I had to
I
pull out my gold slinky, dude. Like I was like, I ain't no rapper, but I got a 14 karat gold slinky, and I showed it. A dude, I guess a rapper from out in California, was like, "You ballin'?" No. I ain't ballin'. I'm mediocre, just like everybody motherfucking else. I just happen to know how to do things.
Yep.
You ain't got to be ballin' to be able to do things. I got a lot of shit that most motherfuckers wouldn't have, and it wasn't because I got a lot of money, and it wasn't because I got a lot of connections. It was because I know where to look. You know, I found a lot of shit that motherfuckers paid thousands of dollars for, I can't even say hundreds of dollars because I done paid less. It'd be like that. So,
It happens.
I ain't fronting. I'll put it out there real. What else? We was doing shots out. Shout out Paul Goon. I hear you doing some things. We got a show coming up sometime soon with him.
April, I want to say.
Fucking
Yeah.
name.
Spring break, basically.
What else we got? Shout out to the bus. Shout out to all
Little
the
yellow
local
bus.
bands and all the people. We had a whole bunch, especially within the past 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of new listeners and a whole bunch of new people on our Upside Down Studios page. We love you, motherfuckers. Thank you very much.
And then, and on top of that, if some of y'all can just go on our page and let us know where you heard us from, you know, and where you found us, I guess.
They don't like that I'm the talent.
But anyhow, yeah, come, you know, let us know what's going on, you know, where we could better ourselves and all that yada yada bullshit.
I want to make an addendum to that comment.
What?
I made an addendum.
A what?
That means let me add something to that shit.
No, I want to hear the word. What?
Addendum.
Addendum?
Yeah.
All
right. So my addendum to what I just said about me being the talent. Yes, I am the talent, but I'm not the only talent. We got a lot of great people here. We got motherfucking Cory here. He's new to the shit and he jumped on that shit quick. We got fucking Kenya. Kenya's fucking awesome. Always got Scotty on the full album. Always got Greg, you know. Big Sniz pops in. Fucking Vinyl Dick pops in. So, just because I say I'm the talent, I am not only the talent.
He's just talking shit.
Yeah.
He has a particular set of skills.
So, exactly.
We all do.
He's an asshole.
But off rip,
like the rest of us.
we got awesome talent here, and we work with a lot of awesome people here. So I will never put myself above the crew. Never. So I may be the talent, but I ain't the only talent. Off rip.
No.
Every one of our hosts are fucking awesome, and y'all need to check them out. Shout out to the bus, Little Yellow Bus. Shout out to Sculler's Bane, Impending Lies, Losing September. All the bands that we go and see. Three Vultures. Who else?
You got Dirt Nap. You got
Spit 'em, bro. Spit 'em.
Shit. Full-Face Lies. Shit, dude, I can't remember.
I always get Boldface Lies mixed up with Impending.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah, we're getting
for
ready
fucking
to do
hours. Me and the singer from Boldface Lies. Yeah, we just fucking got hammered at Pappy Z's. Me and them were just walking around like
Dan's
Thor
an
looking
awesome
for a
dude.
Pikachu in this fucking Pokemon thing. But you know what I noticed later on in life after Pappy Z's? He is the singer for Boldface Lies. But for the longest time, I kept calling his band Impending Lies, which is another band that's fucking awesome. But, you know, like, as I see it now, like, he had to be like, this fucking asshole.
Oh, trust me.
This douche nozzle.
And the only reason why I say that is because I'd have been like that. I was like, Dick, you could know my fucking name by now, man.
Yeah.
I still love you, bro.
Like,
still love you like a
when,
motherfucker.
When we originally showed up at Pappy D's and we started setting up our tents and all that shit, he came over, he was talking to me and shit. You know, he asked where Bitch Sniz was and shit, and I was like, oh, you know, he had shit he had to take care of and everything else, he couldn't make it. He's like, you have no idea who I am, do you? I said, I know you're in a band. I couldn't tell you which one. I said, because, you know, it's kind of cloudy.
So you took care of that a lot better than I did.
Yeah, you know what the best part was? He was like, well, you were the one passing out Jaeger all the time last year, huh? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I can kind of understand why I got foggy. So, you know, it worked out pretty good.
You had an excuse. No, there was no
Dan's
excuse.
an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Me and Dan,
I've talked to him quite a few times.
personally, just me and him kicked it for at least 4 hours together.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know his name. Or his band's name.
Well,
I was just like, this is a cool motherfucker. We kicking it for the night.
I hope to see all those guys soon.
Yeah, and then when we went and seen Losing September at the Brick House, well, you know, you had to run out and help Thor and all that shit.
Wait a minute. Let me chill for a minute. And just so you people know, this is how bad I am. My cousin's fucking kid died before like it was born, and I asked my cousin the first time I seen him in a minute how his kid was doing. So that's how bad that I am on shit like that. So you know, Yeah.
All right, so thank y'all for listening.
That's perfect to end on because that is literally a perfect. What the fuck was that?
We talk about that next
out of
week.
nowhere, just his hand came out of his ass with that message.
Yeah, so basically we could just say, all right, listen.
No.
If you want to unfollow us, I totally understand.
You don't want to unfollow us, even if you don't like us.
Yeah.
It's one of those you want to listen just so you can
I have
hate
to
us.
admit, I honestly, and I'm gonna keep this in my mind until I hear different, because that just keeps me rolling. I feel like all the new listeners are because of me and my Dolphin Dick show, and with that right there, until somebody tells me different, we're cool. But we don't stop this shit. We don't stop it at all. Even for Glenn over there.
What is he talking about?
Who knows? We're all fucked up right now. So, I want to hear the rest of what Greg had to say. Who is that?
What's up?
He looks kind of Mexican-y.
What'd you say?
Oh, the disease is spreading.
He looks kind of Mexican-y.
That's my brother. This is my brother Chuck.
Yeah, I know who the fuck he is. But,
All right, so,
to me,
listen,
I don't know who he is. And he's kind of Mexican-y.
Again, on this note, we're ending this. We got to go. We got to go.
We might have some, recorded after-hours shit. But, who knows?
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah, let's
Happy
go to
birthday,
bed.
everybody. We love everybody. And,
Happy birthday to everyone January 31st, because my birthday is over. It's been like 45 minutes.
Shut the fuck up. Happy birthday, Cory.
No. It's
Good
over.
night.
Yeah, we love.
I don't know, but I'm Jared.
That's Jared.
No, we ain't.